This is Deadside. We're here on Xbox Series X. Be sure to like the video. Subscribing is great as well. So this is an open world survival game where the focus is on fast-paced action, easygoing combat, and a game that kind of really respects your time in terms of getting you into the action. Basically, think of like something along the lines of Rust or maybe DayZ, but they're trying to actually have a bit more of a fun focus where you're not just wasting time looking about for things. Most of the stuff you need is available for you to go and grab and gather, and yeah, I think that is kind of neat for this one, just because I've played quite a few of these games over the years, and they take a fair bit of time to actually go and do anything. So this one just kind of throws you in there, 70-player lobbies, cross-play, and it's just like, go out, have some fun, shoot each other. So the game has a bunch of different ways to play it. Where did that guy... There was a guy here, right? I totally saw somebody, but I don't know where they went. Probably ran away because everybody just shoots everybody in this game. So, yeah. Play it PvE, play it PvP. Choices are yours. There's servers that get wiped, servers that don't get wiped. Nice, I just killed this guy. Good for me, I got an achievement too. I'm so proud. Yeah, and basically the focus is same as all survival games, right? You need to, well, eat, you need to drink, you need to have supplies, you can craft, you can build. It's just done in a way that is faster, quicker. Day-night cycles. But yeah, with it being PvP or PvE, basically, like, you're kind of taking out other people, or the PvE servers, you can also... Well, you're not really taking each other out. You're more working together, obviously. But even in the PvP servers, there's these NPCs, like raid NPCs. So there's like in-game characters attacking you, and there's some that will offer like travel too if you have money. You can pay to travel around, which is kind of cool. So it's actually got some interesting gameplay mechanics to it. I am injured and I do not have anything that will help me. Okay, I want this to be over. Oh yeah, no, I can't. Okay, right there. Good. Well, are you serious? I'm trying to skin the wolf and like it's not. No, pull out the knife, and then we can... There we go. It's the menu little cumbersome for some of the UI stuff. So yeah, it's kind of the full experience here, where you are attempting to gather items, supplies, you can build stuff, you can have like forts that you create, and you can play it alone, or with your friends kind of coming together to do it. Yeah, there's a lot going on in this game. Definitely some interesting gameplay mechanics. And some rather cool stuff. Wait, why do I have two pistols? Do I have ammo for it, or no? Okay, we'll place you there, and we'll drop you, because I need space, I guess. Well, I want the... I don't need the wolf head. I'll take the gun back, though. Yeah, okay, that's good. See, I've got a bit of a laceration going on, which is not ideal. Anyways, the game itself looks pretty good here on the Series X. Runs pretty good, the 4K resolution, the 60 FPS. Pretty straightforward. Seems smooth, seems easygoing. Nothing too crazy or wild. You get a pretty decent draw distance. There will be like kind of pop-in for environment stuff in the distance, but like other than that, looks fine, looks good. The textures are decently impressive. yeah, it's not a bad looking game. Okay, I need you to, there we go. It's not bad looking, gets the job done. As I said though, easy, accessible. You come in, easy to gather stuff, so I could pull out my little knife, I could just start cutting the trees, I could get, you know, bark and stuff like that in order to build a, like, say a campfire or something, so I could cook food. Bunch of different options. And the game itself does a pretty good job of basically keeping things going on, keeping the action going on. You don't have to move usually for more than, I don't know, like, I would say like 20 seconds, 30 seconds without coming across some sort of new structure to climb into, some sort of new thing to find, some sort of new loot. So if you do die and you like lose your stuff, quote unquote, it's pretty quick for you to immediately almost come across another set of things that you can interact with, which I think is pretty cool. If you, again, are looking for something where it's like, you know, along the lines Rust, DayZ, but without all the tedious pains of when you lose your stuff, you're kind of really, really thrown back, here you can kind of get back into the mix of it pretty quickly. My character is just hurt, and I do not have the stuff to deal with that. And I'm kind of wondering if this is like an NPC kind of Ford thing, because I was definitely getting shot at. And I wasn't sure, like, it kind of seems like it was coming from here, but I don't know. It was like a person attacking me and stuff like that. And you know, you do a first person, you do a third person and stuff, different perspectives. The game also has the option to adjust the FOV if you need to, which is nice. That's kind of helpful. I wish I could get the tooltip thing off the screen, but yeah, kind of stuck with it. It seems like a sleeping bags thing. And the game does have, like, kind of missions, as to say, or, well, goals, I suppose. Oh, vodka's really good because you can make, you know, a wound dressing thing. Yeah. It's gonna eat some of this. So basically, it's more of an easygoing survival game, where the focus is just to shoot other people. That's it. They just want you to have quick fun, quick access. You know, either that's going to be something that you kind of like, or something you're not totally into. That's going to be down to, like, you know, yourself, the type of individual you are, and what you're kind of looking for out of a game. We need more rags. Or wait, is that enough actually for that, or? No, I need 3 rags. Okay. Can I, like, maybe I should have, like, switched that up there. Okay, there we go. Bam. And then, yeah, pretty easygoing crafting. The UI is all relatively simplistic. Can we make bandages? We need medicins. You know, medicins just not really something I come across very often, I gotta tell you. Which is not great, but, yeah, no, I don't mind this. Like, it's actually pretty decent, you know? It sort of has a bunch of mechanics and stuff that I'm used to gameplay-wise from other survival games. And they've just streamlined them and made them simple and fun. It's kind of like, you know, the Battle Royales, where you got to a point where you're kind of like, oh, it could be a lot of work or a lot of pain to, like, play a Battle Royale. It's like, ugh, you know, I don't love that style, whatever. This game kind of fits into that role, where it's just meant to be a lot more fun. I guess that's what I would put as the thing, is it's just supposed to be a lot more fun. And there's vehicles and stuff. They're supposed to be plentiful, but I don't really come across vehicles. I love how I spent all that time crafting stuff and adjusting things, and then I just get smoked. Serves me right, right? Serves me right. Kind of hilarious. And then, yeah, you kind of spawn, and you just get back to doing what you were doing. And the map is pretty large. It's actually got, like, a lot of different areas. There's even, like, an airfield thing. If you're, like, a DayZ fan, that'll be a fun referenceable little bit. You know, the fact that there's like an airfield. And I think there's something like 32 types of weapons. I would theorize that they would maybe add more over time. Vehicles, boats and stuff like that, I guess, you can come across. So there's a quick travel system if you got money. Yeah, it's kind of focused around raiding. I guess for crafting, you could see that, like, obviously there's medicine. We were using that. Various items, like a sleeping bag. You get all these base mechanics for building a base up. And then raid mechanics. So, you know, turrets and stuff like that if you need to defend yourself against raids. And as I did mention, you know, it is based around the idea, like, you can have a server where that doesn't get wiped. Because a lot of people, they get mad when they're playing something like DayZ and the server wipes happen. Basically, they're trying to remove any and all sort of, like, things that hold you back from enjoying these types of survival games. If you've had an issue with another survival game, this one just wants you to have fun with it and doesn't want you to be, like, negatively impacted by anything. Like, dying is just... I mean, you go, I died, I kind of didn't get this guy. A little janky on the shooting. The shooting is definitely a little janky, but I think that kind of makes it a little fun, too, because you don't know if you're going to pull off the kill or not, even if you have an advantage, and I guess that kind of keeps it a little bit more evened. But, yeah, it's just kind of, like, fun, easygoing stuff. Like, it doesn't have the same kind of annoyances that other survival games do. So, if you just want fun action in a large place where you're going about shooting a bunch of guys, it doesn't get much, you know, more like this game. Seriously, like, it's just open world, chaotic, combat, and fun. That's the whole thing they're going for here, and I think they kind of deliver. Like, the textures and stuff look really good in this game in terms of, like, environmental stuff. It's not like the cutting edge of visuals or anything for a game, but, you know, out of survival games I've seen over the years, it gets the job done in a pretty satisfying way. It looks fine enough. It's got a good amount of action to it, despite it being a very open area. You know, you're always coming across enemies and things, and, you know, there's, like, lots of creatures you can run into as far as, like, animals. There's, like, deer aplenty. It's kind of cool to play a game that's a survival game and not feeling like, oh, I've got to do this really slow build-up, or I got to learn a lot. That's another benefit, too, is there's not really a learning curve because it's just simplistic action. It's kind of like a battle royale to a degree. Like, you're not battle royaling, but it's sort of that concept where you don't have to put a lot of time into it. Like, I guess in theory you definitely could if you wanted to spend the time, like, you know, building up a base or something like that, like these people obviously have done. And, yeah, that's sort of the option here, is you can enjoy it however you'd like to. Being intense, being more laid back. You do you, and you play it however you want. And, you know, work with others, work against the NPCs. It's kind of nice. There's just, like, you know, no limits. Pick a server that's right for you, and then have at it. You know, I wish there was, like, some greater level of maybe depth I could talk to you about, but no, this is literally the game. That's it. You go in, shoot some people, die, live, gather more items, either way, and then you just keep doing it over and over again. So, yeah, you could have the depth of, like, building a sleeping bag and, you know, setting up a base and preparing to travel and exploring the map and spending more time, but, yeah, it doesn't really have, like, a hardcore loop to it or anything. It really is just, at least how I've played it, is you just kind of drop in, shoot some stuff, and then leave. Which is fine. You know, I don't have issues with that. I don't know if it's necessarily something that's gonna fully keep my attention because of that sort of gameplay style, but, you know, some people, they would really genuinely like this kind of thing. You know, maybe they want to play with their pals that are super into DayZ or Rust, and this one is just a lot more approachable, a lot more accessible, and just easygoing action. Which isn't a bad thing, ever. Like, honestly, it's nice to have games that do something a little bit different. And I don't really see anything fundamentally wrong with how this plays or runs. Like, you know, Bunch of different houses, bunch of different locations, different challenges, different items to gather. Basic but good enough selection of like, hey, you gotta go and cook and, you know, create food. Putting the sleeping bag on the bag, or sorry, on the bed, that's diabolically smart. But you can see, like, people set up, like, their spawn points and stuff, or maybe it's just to get that stupid UI thing off the top of the screen. That would be the way I would want to do it, but... You know, I'm more focused on trying to kill and trying to talk, right? It is funny, too, because I'm used to, usually I run around and come across more people. Like, obviously, we came across somebody earlier, and, didn't really go well for me. Well, that actually looks kind of lovely. You would do a shot like this and you have a main character standing there and it would be a great thumbnail. Because it's like a scenic spot, but... Yeah, not really running around, just coming across guys. Flies kind of flying over. It really is, it just borrows stuff from, like, DayZ and that, and it just kind of makes it easier going. Yeah, I genuinely, I don't mind this. Be good to have, like, full access to do, like, streaming would be interesting, but I also don't know how, you know, attention spanning this would hit for me, too, I guess. But there's always something. That's where I was really trying to get across the point. I'm assuming it was developed with that in mind. Kind of the old Battlefield thing where there's, you know, their older games were designed with the idea that you would always have something going on every few seconds. I think Battlefield, the rule was like every 5 seconds there should be something exciting happening on your screen. The old Battlefield rule, that is. In this game, like I said, every 20 seconds or so, you should, no matter where you're going, any direction, there should be like cars or people or buildings or something to go into, something to interact with. And I think that in itself is a pretty smart way to tackle it. And it's definitely not like lacking the players to kind of make this work either. We came back to find my body! I'm assuming the enemy's long gone? This is a good little area to hide out in, eh? Need them rags. Although, maybe I should be checking to make sure it's, like, safe? A bandage! Oh ho ho! Looks like if somebody shoots me, I'm gonna pop like a piñata full of good items. Broken tactical flashlight. Yeah, I don't need that. But there's always, like, stuff to gather. Visually, it's fine. Performance-wise, all fine. Yeah, don't really have any issues. It just kind of works decently fine enough. Guy didn't even take anything from me? That's surprising. Get the rags and stuff like that. I don't suppose we could, like, take this and then rip it up, could we? Is there anything we can take from this? Oh, we can. We could take all that stuff. Yeah, that would have been smart. Now we got too many guns. We definitely don't need all those guns. Okay, let's see what we got here. Drop. I'll keep that one. This one is a secondary, I guess. Definitely don't need that helmet. Didn't do anything when I got shot anyways. And I'm kind of wondering if we could take this. No. I can't just rip that off the body, because I kind of want to... Oh, it's got all that stuff in it. Whatever. I can't be bothered enough to actually sit there and try to figure this out. Yeah, looks like someone else had some issues too. An AKSM. Whoa! Makes me want to kind of drop the pistol for that, eh? Can we take it? I'll drop that to grab this.